Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Cincinnati Reds rebuild here on MLB The Show 22. We are down to the wire in the final season, the redemption season. We are into August. We have today's episode and tomorrow's episode in September, and then we've got the playoffs, which hopefully we are a part of. And I say hopefully because we are now a game back of the Chicago Cubs, who have had a tremendous season. I don't know what's gotten into them this year. I mean, look at this stretch where we were absolutely clapping their cheeks in the first 3 months of the season. But then at the second half of July into August, they have really closed the gap where we've kind of slipped up a little bit. So that's allowed them to gain some ground and pass us for the lead in the division. 70-45 is what their record is. 69, nice, and 46 is what our record is. But that is not the major thing. That's a pretty big thing, storyline going into this episode. The biggest storyline is the additions that we made at the trade deadline. We made some landscaping changes at the pitching spot. Grayson Rodriguez comes over from Baltimore. He's 10-4 on the year with a 3.36 ERA. We got rid of Hunter Green. It just wasn't working out. I know that's probably an unpopular decision because we're the Cincinnati Reds and Hunter Green's been here. He's a homegrown talent. He's been here since the beginning. But we're in win now mode. We're in win now mode. Maybe if we were going 1 or 2 more seasons, I wouldn't have made that move. Or maybe I wouldn't have traded Hunter Green. I probably still would have made the move to get Grayson Rodriguez, but I wouldn't have made the move involving Hunter Green. I just had to do it. I had to do it. So Grayson Rodriguez is here. Bobby Miller is here from the LA Dodgers. We have some history with the Dodgers. We've got some history with the Dodgers in terms of trades. So they trade us Bobby Miller. We get a 12-win pitcher who's got a 4.01 ERA. We no longer have Ian Anderson, who we signed for half a season. He was just disappointing us. He was the weak link, I guess you could say. He was certainly the weak link. And we also got Michael Kopech, or Kopech, I think it's Kopech, who is 9-4 on this season with a 3.90 ERA. But he was, the main reason why we got him is because he had a 20-5 record last season. He was phenomenal last year. So I'm hoping he can kind of get some of that back this season and help us out. So we have 3 new starters plus Logan Gilbert and Shohei Ohtani, who is also in Cy Young conversations with Grayson Rodriguez. And then we made some moves in the bullpen because I just wasn't confident in what we were working with in the bullpen. We bring in Davis Sharp from the Guardians, who's got 23 saves already this year and a 2.10 ERA. He's not going to be our closer, but he will be a setup man. And we also brought in Michael Burrows, who comes in from the Pirates, not playing too well this season, but hasn't really gotten that many opportunities. He only played in 9 games. He's pitched a total of 12 innings. So, I mean, he hasn't played amazing. He's allowed 7 hits. But we don't really know what we have with him because he's only played in 9 games. So it's a small sample size. He didn't play well last year in 59 games. We'll see what we got. I like the bullpen a lot better than I did last episode before the deadline. The lineup, we didn't make any moves. I said this in the last episode. This is a championship level lineup. We have so many solid players in this lineup. And I just noticed that Alex Thomas is no longer the 9th hitter. I don't know why he's not the 9th hitter. I want him to be the 9th hitter. And I probably shouldn't have 3 switch hitters right in a row, but I don't really have anybody else that I'd rather have in that spot. So we'll stick with it. We'll see how it goes. But this is the lineup that we are rocking with for this episode against the Cubs. We are going to play the 3rd game of the series because we want to see Grayson Rodriguez in his first game on camera as a Chicago Cub. I think he's pitched at least 1 or 2 more games since then, right? So Kopech's first game was against the Brewers. I don't think Grayson Rodriguez has pitched before then. No, it doesn't look like we made that trade. We must have made that trade. Yeah, I think I made the trade after Ian Anderson lost this game against the Marlins. So Kopech Grayson Rodriguez has not pitched yet since, I don't think, or maybe he pitched one of these games against the Marlins and it just happened to be a bullpen guy came in and got the win. I don't know. I guess I could check. Was this a game? It says the winner was Patino. View the box score. Who started for us? Who was the starter? Can we see? It was Gilbert in that game. Who pitched this one? View the box score. It was Rodriguez pitched that one. So Grayson Rodriguez has pitched a game. He pitched against the Marlins, so that's his first game. He didn't get the win, but he did pitch that game. So now this is his first, probably, or maybe his third start, actually. This is probably his third start. But it's the first one at home, I think, right? Was that other one at home? No, that was on the road. And then these are all on the road. So we had a big road trip. And now this is his first start in Great American. But we've got a huge series against the Cubs. We got to take these games. We cannot afford to fall too far behind the Chicago Cubs. So here's game one. Going up against Casey Mize, former Red. I didn't want to see him go. We take game one. That's big. We are tied in the series against them. Or in the division, 70-46. That's a huge one. Good win from Ohtani. Now it's Logan Gilbert versus Braylon Marquez. Can we take 2 games? No, we can't. Gilbert gets the loss. Braylon Marquez gets the win. We lose 2-6. But here it is. Game 3 of the series. This could even up. This could very much even up our series, or our chances in the NL Central. What is the rest of the wild card standings looking like? We got to take a look at that. So we are 2.5 games up on the Marlins for the... Actually, we're more than 2.5 games up. The Marlins are 2.5 games back of the Braves, who are second, and we are dominating the wild card. So if we don't beat the Cubs, which is still a possibility that we do, if we don't beat the Cubs, we have a pretty much lock for the wild card right now. So we're looking pretty comfortable for at least making the playoffs. But I don't want to just make the playoffs. I want to win the division. We've won the division twice, I should say. We won the division twice. Can we do it again? I really want to. Justin Steele versus Grayson Rodriguez. That's the matchup. And you know what? We're going to rock some home jerseys, some different ones. We're going to rock the home 99s. You might as well in Grayson Rodriguez's debut. Should the Cubs rock different jerseys? They're going to rock their... Ooh, I kind of like the City Connects. You know what? They're going to rock the City Connects. We're going to rock the home 99s. And that's what it's going to be. Rodriguez will take the mound. This is going to be the lineup. They want Tamar to start over Jonathan India. I apologize, Tamar. I know you're an 89 overall, but that's Jonathan India. We're keeping him for the rest of the season as the starter. So that's just how it's going to be. But this is, and they switched it again. Stop switching my lineup. I want it like this. This is how we're going to have it. Thomas will bat 9th. Maybe they know something I don't. They probably do, but we're going to have it like this just because this is how I want my lineup to be. And we're going to get in this game. We've got a strong history with the Cubs. It's in a long, strong, dong. I was trying to rhyme things with it. We've got a long history with the Chicago Cubs. Many different battles with them, good and bad, especially in spring training earlier this season. We'll see how we can go. This is for the division. If we win this game, we jump ahead of them, but we still tie, but we'll be the number 1. We'll see how it goes. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Another new episode coming tomorrow. Let's get it.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the Cincinnati Reds. John Shambi along with Chris Singleton and a couple of division rivals going head-to-head today, Siggy.
I think when these two teams match up, that regardless, you're looking to bury that other club because of what they've done to you over the course of the season. You figure, hey, it's my time to return the favor.
So just about set now, and towing the slab in this one, Grayson Rodriguez. What's the word on him?
He's had his ups and downs in his career as his ERA is just over.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. Reds and Cubbies for the division. We're a game back in the NL Central, but we have the one spot in the wild card. And we get to see Grayson Rodriguez for the first time in Great American, and he starts his Reds career with a strikeout. Seiya Suzuki. You know what? I was thinking about the future. I was thinking about MLB The Show 23, and I was thinking about the team that I was probably going to do, and I think I've narrowed it down to the Royals, the Tigers, and probably the Nationals. Those are the 3 teams that I've narrowed it down to. And whatever team I choose, I was thinking, why not get a guy like Seiya Suzuki? I've talked about in the past how Seiya Suzuki is on my list of guys that in MLB The Show are just annoying for me to get out on a consistent basis. And why not? I never trade for Seiya Suzuki in any series I ever do. So why not shake things up and maybe bring him to the team in MLB The Show 23? So that might happen. Be on the lookout for, in the new series that I do, be on the lookout for Seiya Suzuki trade coming probably within season 1. I don't know when it'll happen, if it'll ever happen, but it's a possibility because I like Seiya Suzuki. He's a really good player, good outfielder, as he makes a play right there in right field. And I think he could be fun to use. I've never used him because I'm never the Chicago Cubs, and I never trade for him. So I don't think I've ever had him on a team that I've usered. So it'd be fun to shake things up and have him on the team. I want to get guys in the new series. I talked about this in the spring. I talked about this in previous episodes, I think on opening day, and I talked about this. I've talked about this all season, really. I want to get guys in the new series in MLB Show 23. I want to get guys that I don't normally have on rosters, and I don't want to have the same guys. I don't want to just have the same guys from this series. There are a few guys that you might see reoccurring because I just think that they're really good players and I like using them, like a Juan Soto or a Shohei Ohtani or a guys like that, guys that are elite level that I just like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Those kind of guys that I just enjoy and think they're really good players and like using on franchise. Those guys you might see recurring, but people like Ronnie Mauricio or Jonathan India or Alec Thomas, the lower end guys, the next tier below, I would probably say we're going to steer away from just because we just saw them in this series for like 60 episodes or something, 70 episodes. So we're probably going to steer away from those guys just because I want to get fresh faces in here and just see how new guys develop. I don't know how guys are going to develop in MLB The Show 23, so I kind of want to see how they do. I want to see the new development thing, see if there's any young guys that might develop a little bit quicker than some of the guys that we have on this team. And remember, we're 7 seasons deep in this series. So guys that developed in this game in MLB The Show 22 might not develop as quick or the same in MLB The Show 23. It could be a whole new system. So those are all things we're going to figure out as we head into MLB The Show 23, which will be coming this weekend, I would think, because today's episode is coming out on, what is it, Wednesday? Would it be Wednesday? Is today Wednesday that this video is dropping? So then Thursday would be the September video, which would be September call-ups in the final game of the regular season. And then Friday would be as Vladdy Jr. knocks that over the third baseman's glove, and that'll be into the right or the left corner. And that's a leadoff single for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Good hit. But then Friday's episode would be the playoffs, and then that's it. Because the playoffs will be ending one video no matter what. I guess if it goes to a Game 7, I might swing an extra episode just for the fact that it's Game 7 of the World Series, if we make it that far, or if it goes to that point. But more than likely, it'll be one video for the postseason. And then the weekend, we'll drop a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking Road to the Show. I tried that a couple of years in a row on the main channel, on World of Juice. Never really took off. I didn't expect it to take off. It just, I don't know, it wasn't really feeling it. That channel's not really based in MLB content, so those videos never really got pushed. But on this channel, they have a better chance of doing that, so MLB The Show, Road to the Show, will return in MLB The Show 23 on the channel, and we'll have the new series, the new rebuild series that I'm talking about with either the Nationals, the Royals, the Tigers, whoever I choose. But there's also going to be more content. There's probably going to be little one-off videos, little special videos if I have the time. There's probably going to be another little series on the channel. So there's going to be a lot of MLB The Show 23 content coming within the weekend and the next week. So just be ready for it because I'm super excited. It's going to be super fun, and I hope you guys are excited as well. But enough talking about the future. We need to talk about the present, which is this Cincinnati Reds team and how likely are their odds to make it back to a World Series. I do not want to fumble the bag for the second straight year and for the third year out of 4, as that's going to be over the wall. Alek Thomas gave a good effort, but Rougned Odor with a solo dolo to dead center, and the Cubbies take a 1-0 lead. That's not good. That ball kind of got away from me a little bit, but I do not want to fumble the bag for the second straight year and get knocked out in the NLDS. That is not going to happen. I will die on that hill of that not happening. So we are going to do everything in our power to not allow that to happen and to at least get to the NLCS. I mean, I'll be upset if we get knocked out in the NLCS, but at least we got out of the NLDS. That'll be some progress from last season. I'm still upset about losing to the Giants in the NLDS last season. That still got me a little bit heated. I'm hoping and praying that doesn't happen this year, because that would be a horrible way for the redemption season to come to a close if we get knocked out in the NLDS in, 4 games or something? Ellie de Cruz flies out to left field. We've had a couple hits, but nothing really to show for it. A full count again. Justin Steele's really going deep into these counts here. Full count to Ronnie Mauricio. He sends that to center field, but it will be caught eventually by the center fielder, Seti Mullins. All right, 2 down in the bottom of the third. Cubs lead 1-0. Alek Thomas steps up in the 9-hole. He's having a fantastic year. He's an all-star this season. He's probably the most underrated best player on this team. If I had to choose between my top guys on this team in the past couple of seasons, it'd probably be Shohei Ohtani, Jonathan India, and probably Alek Thomas, I would have to say, would be on that list of best performing guys in this series. He's just been so consistent, so good, and then making an all-star game this year and probably winning the all-star game for the National League because he had that 3-run homer. I mean, he's just been so dominant. And now we have a chance to score a run, but it's going to be stolen by the shortstop, Willy Adames. Jonathan India put that in a good spot, but not a good enough spot. Great play defensively by Adames at short. And then Vladdy pays him right back. That would have been awesome if it would have went to Jonathan India. But Vladdy pays him right back with a great defensive play himself. And that's the first out of the inning. Unfortunately, we couldn't capitalize on the runners on the corners, and especially the runner on third. It's still 1-0 Cubs. We have to win this game, though. It's got to happen. We are tied. Oh, no. We're a game back because we lost that game. So we are a game back in the Central to the Chicago Cubs. I do not want to go down 2 games to them because they're getting, oh my God, Josh Bell solo shot. 2-0 Cubs. I didn't think I put that fastball in a bad spot. That was a 2-seamer too, but I guess it carried a little bit too far, and it goes in a bad spot. Chicago leads 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Okay, this is going bad. This is going very, very south very, very quickly. We cannot let that happen. That's going to be Mullins past Guerrero, but that allows Guerrero to get back to first base and get the play, so Rodriguez doesn't have to do it. So it worked out in the end. Good play from India. Good reactions. I'm glad he was able to do that. Brennan Davis will foul tip that fastball, and it'll be a 1-2 count. We'll go with the slider here to try to strike him out, and he doesn't chase it. It goes for a ball. All right. Another guy that I was curious about, he'd probably be super hard to trade for, and he's very expensive, would be Aaron Judge. I never get Aaron Judge in any series I do because, like I said, he's super expensive and hard to trade for. But getting Aaron Judge on a team would be pretty fun. I want to get guys that I never use. And I never use Aaron Judge. I never use Seiya Suzuki. I know they play the same position or a similar position. Aaron Judge has played center field before in his career. But I want to get guys that I don't normally go after. And that includes pitchers. Like, I want to get Shane Bieber. Probably he's on the list of guys. I want to get Alek Manoah on the team because I never go after him. I mean, I just want to get new faces. So look out for a bunch of new players in that new series coming in MLB The Show 23. Oh, and if you're expecting realism, I'll say this at the beginning of that episode, of the new episode of MLB Show 23, the first episode of that. If you're expecting super, super ultra realism, you're on the wrong channel. I like realism in small doses. I like to have fun, and I like to get fun players. So if you're looking for super, super realism, there's plenty of other channels out there that do realistic rebuilds and do realistic series and all that kind of stuff and never trade for superstars and never make crazy moves like I do. But if you're looking for a release from that, an escape from that, and you're looking for some fun, and you're looking for some stuff you don't normally see on YouTube, then come to the channel. Come to the Juice Baseball channel, or go to the World of Juice channel. I'm the same way in Madden. I'm the same way in NBA 2K. So I just like getting fun players, and I like having fun players on the team, really good players on my teams. I like making super teams and all that kind of stuff. So that's just the way that I like to build my teams. So if that intrigues you, then my channel is the channel for you, or all of my channels are the channel for you. But if that doesn't intrigue you and you're all about the realism, that's totally fine. I get it. I enjoy realistic rebuilds. Not all the time, but I enjoy a good realistic rebuild every once in a while. But that's just how I like to run my stuff. I feel like it's a little bit different from everybody else. Everybody seems to do realistic stuff, so I was like, you know what? Why not shake things up and do things a little differently? And that's what I do. So if that intrigues you, welcome in. If that doesn't, hope you still enjoy the videos, even if it's not super realistic. But if you don't, then that's totally fine too. And you can go find, I mean, Ant Ortiz, he does super realistic stuff. A bunch of people on YouTube do super realistic stuff. So there's plenty of content out there for you. And that's going to be a tie ball game. Was that Ellie De La Cruz who just put that second run in? I think it was. That's a big time. Adley Rushing got the first RBI. De La Cruz gets the second. And that is a big time tie ball game. And we've got one out. Ronnie Mauricio at the plate. Runners on second and first. Come on, Mauricio. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I need you to deliver, Ronnie. Oh, that's going to be another pitch from Justin Steele. That's going to go. That's a deep one. That's got good shot to go over the wall. And it will. Ronnie Mauricio, 3-run dinger. Santa Maria. Ronnie Mauricio. We talked about it in the spring training highlights, how he was showing his power. And it comes to fruition here in August when we needed it the most. Ronnie Mauricio with a 3-run home run to left center. That ball is over the wall. It's 5-2. Oh, how the turns have tabled. 3-1 count to Alek Thomas. I'm going to swing at that, and that's going to get past the shortstop Adames into center field. And we've still got some potential to score even more runs. Who knows what's going to happen here? Julio Rodriguez steps up. He's got one out and a 1-1 count with a runner on first. And Julio sends that past the third baseman Morel. And it will be runners on first and second again with one out. And this time, oh, are they pulling Justin Steele? I think they might be. They are. Seth Corey comes into play, or comes into pitch in relief of Justin Steele. India steps to the plate. Jonathan India skies that to left field. That's got a shot. But it will die right before the warning check. Diaz picks it up, and that's the second out of the inning. But that leaves Juan Soto at the plate with 2 outs, a 2-1 count, and runners on first and second. This is a dangerous spot for a dangerous hitter. Great defensive play by Josh Bell. Can he beat the run? No, he can't. That was a fantastic defensive play by Josh Bell to keep that ball from going to the outfield. But Ronnie Mauricio does the work, and he smokes that baseball right into the stands, giving Grayson Rodriguez a 3-run cushion to work with here in the top of the 5th. Contreras sends that to deep center field, but Alek Thomas will track it and make a great play. Awesome to see. Absolutely awesome to see. First out of the inning, Morel steps up, and Christopher Morel will look at a fastball that he hits into right field. Can Juan Soto make the play? I think he can. Yes, he can. Juan Soto getting a little crazy there. Thought he was going to be a little short, but he does get it. And now it's Rugden Odor who has a home run in this game. We got to be careful. I didn't expect him to be, out of all the guys on this team, I know Rugden Odor's got some power, but he's a little older at this point, so I didn't think he was going to be the guy to hit the home run to get the scoring started for the Cubs, but he will look at a walk. Unfortunate. Eli Diaz steps up the left fielder, and he will stare at a fastball. Low and inside. Let's see if we can strike him out with a slider here. Rodriguez, he got him! They call it strike 3, and that's the end of the 5th. Good job from Grayson, delivering a good pitch there, and now we go bottom 5, up 5-2, and Vladdy leads off. I want to hit a home run with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I really, really do. I've rarely hit one since bringing him in free agency. I want to hit one so bad with him, but I can never get it timed right, and I can never get it good. I've hit home runs with basically everybody else on this team except for Vladdy. I think I hit one with him in spring, but I have not hit one elite. Maybe I did. Did I hit one in year 1 with him? I don't remember. I do not remember. I had to go back and watch. I don't think I have. I've hit one with Alex Kirilloff. I know that for a fact. I've hit a walk-off with Alex Kirilloff before. We've had some pretty crazy episodes in this series, haven't we? Pretty crazy episodes, and it's coming to an end within the week. That's going to be, a nice one into right field. Suzuki will field it, but not before Alex Kirilloff gets on with 1 out. Good 1 out single there, and now Adley Rutschman steps up. If he can get on base, Ronnie Mauricio is up next. Oh, no, De La Cruz is up next, excuse me. Then it's Mauricio. And Adley Rutschman, the only home run I've hit with him was in his former ballpark in Baltimore on his first game back in Baltimore after the trade. That's the only... Why did I swing at that? I tried to check swing that. That's the only home run I've hit with him. I'm excited for MLB The Show 23 to get into it because they changed the way that the bat sounds when you hit the baseball. It sounds more like it does in real life. So I'm excited to hear that because I've heard it. I've watched some videos already. I have seen some rebuilds. I've seen some gameplay and stuff, some Road to the Show stuff, some actual franchises and stuff like that. So I know the look of it, obviously, and I'm excited to actually dive into it when we end this series. And the reason I haven't done it already is mainly because is that gonna die right in before the glove of Seti Mullins? That was close. I thought he probably should have had that, arguably, if he just ran a little bit harder. But the main reason why I haven't already put out some videos like Road to the Show or something like that for MLB Show 23 is because I don't have enough space on my PlayStation. That is the main reason why I haven't done it yet. So I was waiting to finish this series so I could delete this game and free up enough space to get it. So if you're wondering why there's no like Road to the Show or Diamond Dynasty or anything like that, it's because I don't have it downloaded on the PlayStation yet because I don't have enough space. So that's the reason. It's not because I was dedicated to finishing this series 100% before I do anything on MLB Show 23. No. If I had enough space, I probably would have already had some MLB Show 23 content coming out. But I just got too much stuff. I got Call of Duty is way too many gigs. It takes up a lot of space. I've got Madden, which takes up a lot of space. I've got WWE 2K23, which takes a lot of space. So I got a lot of stuff on here, and I don't have like an extra hard drive or anything. So I just got the original one for the PS5. So it is, it's a struggle out here to find space. So that's why we're still doing MLB Show 22 stuff without 23 at all. Like no Road to Show, nothing like that. But it will come, and when it comes, it's going to be like a downpour. There's going to be tons and tons of content. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Ooh, another missed opportunity in the outfield. Cedric Mullins should have had the one earlier in the last inning, and Eli Diaz should have had that one too. They're coming up just short on a couple of these little bloops. Bloop. And now Julio Rodriguez 1-1. He's 2 for 3 on the day, and he will be 3 for 4. And should we send him to third? You know what? I'm going to send him to third because I'm a psycho. Get there. Dig, dig, dig. And we forced a bad throw. It's a double. Diaz panicked. And that is runners on the corner and second with Jonathan India stepping up. Nobody out. Full count to India. Are they going to walk the bases loaded? No. It's strike 3. That was a really good pitch from Seth Corey there. Very, very good pitch. Ooh, you're going to walk Juan Soto and bring up Vladdy? Very interesting choice. I mean, he already was sitting 3-1, so it's not a big deal. But they choose to walk the bases loaded and get Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which is a very good opportunity for a double play. I will give him that. But it's also a very good opportunity for a salami. Instead, it's going to be a double play. They made the right call. They made the right call. It is a double play. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, okay. All right. We go top 7. Grayson Rodriguez still out there. Still looking pretty solid. I am going to warm up also Michael Burrows. We might as well, since this is the episode with Grayson Rodriguez for the first time, we might as well get to see our bullpen guys for the first time as Mauricio almost makes the diving play. The shift does not work. And it'll be a leadoff single. I don't know. I got to be careful. I don't want Rodriguez to, because he's so tired, to give up any runs or get like out of control. But that's a great play from De La Cruz at third base to get the first out of the inning. I don't want him to give up any runs, but I also don't want him to get like super tired either. But he's going to get there. That's going to be Contreras sending that to center field. Thomas will make the play. He's underneath it. And they won't send. Is that Mullins? Oh, God. What are we doing here? Okay, luckily he didn't get too far and he doesn't go to third. Is Cedric Mullins on second? I think he is. Christopher Morel steps up. 2 outs. And that'll be to shallow center. There it is. Good job, Grayson. Goes 7 strong. And that'll be his day. Good debut at home in GABP. Good debut for Grayson Rodriguez. And now we just try to hold on. All we got to do at this point is hold on. Is that going to go out? That's at the track. Oh, it died. Just a little bit harder. A little bit harder. That could have went out. But Cedric Mullins makes the play. And that's the first out of the inning. All we got to do at this point is hold on with our 5-2 lead. Make it through the 8th and through the 9th. That's a big shot. If I thought that Kirilloff's was out of here, Adley Rushman's is out of here. Santa Maria. It's another home run. It's 6-2. That one did not feel good off the bat at all. But Rushman makes Seth Corey pay, and that ball is gone. L.A. De La Cruz steps up. He's 2 for 3. 1-1 count. We've got a big-time advantage now. That inning, when did we do that? Was that in the 4th? Yeah, we hit 5 runs in the 4th inning, which was absolutely crazy. What a turnaround that was. Ooh, Seth Corey getting a little angry, throwing some spice at L.A. De La Cruz. I don't like that. L.A. De La Cruz is my cornerstone third baseman. I don't want you to get hurt. Has L.A. De La Cruz been hurt at all this series? I think he might have picked up 1 injury. Maybe not. Oh, Cedric Mullins makes a great play there. So he made up for his other one where he didn't get it, and he catches that one. Ronnie Mauricio has a home run in this game, has a 3-run home run in this game. Can he add a solo shot to his stat line today? 1-2 count. That's going to be to center field. It will be caught, and that'll be the end of the inning. So we go 7 big innings. We lead 6-2 thanks to Adley Rushman's solo shot to left field. We will bring in Davis Sharp, and we'll get to see the new guy. We'll get to see the new guy come in, and then we'll bring in Clase probably. Or maybe we'll bring in Lucas Sims. Since we're up 6-2, it's not really a save situation. I will sit down Michael Burrows. We'll warm up Lucas Sims, and we'll warm up Emmanuel Clase, just in case. We'll see what happens. We'll go with the flow. If they get a run back, then we'll bring in Clase. If they don't, it probably is going to go to Sims. 2-2 count to Odor. He will look at a cutter. 3-2. All right, Sharp. Don't you walk the first guy you see. He won't. Odor will send that to right field. Soto right underneath it. And that is a quick first out. That's what we needed. That's what we needed. Eli Diaz steps up with 1 out in the inning. He's 0 for 3. Can we make that 0 for 4? Here comes the changeup. He doesn't chase it. That was a good take. That was a pretty good take. Here we go with the slider, and he doesn't take that either. Or he takes it. He doesn't swing at it. Man, Eli Diaz has a pretty good eye. But he takes that one, and it goes against him. That's strike 3. Great placement on the changeup. 2 down in the inning. Seiya Suzuki comes up, and Suzuki will smoke that baseball into right field. It'll be off the wall. That's an automatic double. Well, it's not a technical automatic double, but it was an automatic. I was never going to throw him out. So Suzuki gets on with 2 outs, and Adames sends that to center field, but not deep enough. Thomas underneath it. Inning over. A little bit scary. They pull Seth Corey for Roger Steadman. Okay, never seen him before. We'll see how he plays in this inning. I'm hoping for Alek Thomas to hit a banger. Let's see if we can do it. 2-2 count. Bottom 8. I shouldn't have swung at that. That's annoying. That's very, very annoying. Okay, do you hear me? That's annoying. Shouldn't have done it. First strikeout for Roger Steadman. Bad strikeout for Alek Thomas. And it's the first out of the inning. Here comes the pitch. Julio, foul tip. That should have been a hit, but I pulled the PCI a little bit low just on reactions alone. That's going to be a hit, but it's in the field of play, and it is a Willy Adames fielded at shortstop, thrown it to Josh Bell at first, second out of the inning. Okay, all right, I got you. I feel you. Jonathan India steps up. He's 0 for 4 today. Maybe they were right in wanting to start. Oh, my God, forget what I was even trying to say. Santa Maria, Jonathan India with a no-doubt solo dolo. What I was trying to say was maybe they were right in wanting Tamar Johnson to start at second base for the second half of the season instead of India. But then he goes and does that. The Pirate of the Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? You never know. I say Caribbean when I'm talking about the movies. But when I'm talking about the place, I say the Caribbean. Which is weird, isn't it? But the Pirate, Jack Sparrow, sends that ball 387 for a solo shot. It is 7-2. This one is, in the immortal words of the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, it is O-V-A, over. Ooh, I want to hit a home run with Juan Soto, too. I want to hit a big boy home run with Mr. Soto. Juan Soto. That one's going to make him back off the plate. Soto doesn't really crowd the plate as much as other people tend to do, but they want to back him off. And I should have not hit that for what I did. Is that going to be gone? Oh, no, it's not. That should have been gone, really, in theory, because the PCI, if I put it in the right spot, it would have been a home run. Unfortunately, I moved it, and it's not. So we go top 9. This is the end of the game, and we will put in Lucas Sims, who's having a pretty decent season so far. Could be better, obviously. A lot of people could be having better seasons on this team. But we are 70 wins, so, I mean, you can't ask for too much. Don't want to be too greedy. Josh Bell, always the dangerous hitter. I think he's got a home run. He does. He has a solo shot earlier in the game in the 4th. And that's going to be stopped by Vladdy. Can he get the play? Yes, he can. Lucas Sims is at first. And that's the first out of the inning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is making some pretty good plays over there at the first base. He is a defensive stalwart. Didn't think I'd be saying that, but he is. Cedric Mullins smacks that into center field. Thomas playing the shift, but he doesn't get it. It goes over his glove. I thought he had it. Is that's going to be a triple, probably. Yeah, Cedric just barely beats the throw, and that is a 1-out triple for Cedric Mullins. I thought Alek Thomas had that easy, but it just goes over his glove. A misstep by the great center fielder. Okay, we got some baseball. That's going to be into the gap in right center, and that is an RBI for the homie. Brennan Davis gets an RBI double, and the Cubbies are making some impact here. They're making some waves. We got to nip this in the bud. Yep. Is that going to be a home run? That is a home run. This game just got interesting. Is that Wilson Contreras? It is. Wilson Contreras with a 2-run shot. Clase will come in to close it down. This game just got interesting. Christopher Morel, that's going to go to De La Cruz at third. That's the second out of the inning. So Lucas Sims gets beat up and allows for the game to get to 7-5. I don't know really why that happened, but he allowed it. But now we got to bring in the daddy, Emmanuel Clase, Big Daddy. Can he get out Rugden Odor? I hope so. I really want him to. I'm going to throw some high heat. I'm going to throw some high cutter action up here. Ooh, it got him. It got him a little bit. Now we'll go with the gas. Let's just go some straight gas. Got him! Game over. Clase comes in and saves it. 7-5, Reds win. That's a big one because now we are tied with the Cubs once again. We win the series 2-1. Now we just have to have a really, really good end of the month of August. And if we can do that, we might be able to extend the gap again like we had earlier in the season. Big victory for the boys. Rushman's the player of the game with the home run and 2 RBIs. I'd probably give it to Mauricio, but I understand because Adley had 2 hits instead of the 1 hit from Mauricio. But whatever. All right, we won that game. We got a huge series against the Phillies here. They are 69-50, so they are right there with us. All right, let's take some big W's here. That's not the W's I was looking for, and that is... Ooh, the Cubs slipped up. That was our chance. The Cubs slipped up. That was our chance to extend our gap. Now we play the Pirates. We take 2 of 3 against them, and they're still with us. They are still battling, but now it's a 4-game set against the Phillies. We cannot afford to take anything more than 2 losses here. We took 1. We win the series 3-1, and the Cubs slipped up. They are 2 games back. This is big. Nationals are 58-71. They're bad. They're trash. Sweep. We swept them. Big sweep. 3 games up on the Cubbies. What is the standings looking like? 3 games up. It's basically us and the Cubs. That's all it is. It's us and the Cubs. The West is looking pretty tight with the Padres and Giants. And I guess both the Dodgers and Rockies are in play if the Giants slip up, but probably not. Then you got the West. It looks like it's a 3-team race in the East. You've got the Central, which is it's just the White Sox, basically. That's all it is. You've got the West, which is a 3-team race. Astros, Mariners, and Angels. Then you've got the wild card, which could be Yankees, Orioles. The East is in the National League is a 3-team race, and then it's us, which is a 2-game race or 2-team race. All right, so we know what the landscape of the league is looking like. 3-game set against the Cardinals, who are 65-67, 15.5 games back. They're trash, they're garbage, and we get swept by them, of course. But the Cubs also did not play very well. They took 1 of 3 against the Blue Jays, so that's awesome. We have a big... How did we get swept by the Cardinals, by the way? Are you kidding me? 15.5 games back, they sweep us. Gilbert gets a loss, Sharp gets a loss, and Bobby Miller gets a loss. Unbelievable. Big series against the Rockies. Take 2 of 3. We have a 4-game lead on the Cubs, and we play them again. Okay. We will only simulate 1 game against them because we got September call-ups to do. And we won the game. That's massive. Boys... It is happening. September call-ups is here. We've got 2 spots. That's going to be for the next episode. But the big important thing is we are 5 games up on the Chicago Cubs. We play them one final time. You know what? I know we just played them this episode. Depending on what happens in next episode's simulation, we might play the Chicago Cubs because that might be for the division right there. Depending on what happens. Then I say that because if we simulate this and we sweep them, then it might be too far for them to come back unless we just absolutely choke in the next couple weeks. So you do not want to miss the next episode tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. It'll determine who wins the NL Central and who goes to the wild card. I hope we win the NL Central. We are 5 games up. We cannot choke a 5-game lead with 1 month to go. That's not possible, is it? I hope not. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. Links are all down below in the description as they always are. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.